I was sitting here looking at this movie called J.D. Miller. It reminded me of my nephew and this supposed woman that's supposed to came. But I was sitting here thinking about this whole situation, this box stuff. How people will sit here and watch you to put people in a box and take stuff from somebody that you shouldn't do it anyway. You know, I don't think it's right, period. But to get to the point where you taking stuff from God's children and giving it to somebody else, then that brings proof to my hell revelations. That's why I said, how low have we done went, especially my people. It's like we the only nationality in the world to do this kind of stuff. And as long as we do this, it's going to keep us in these cycles together worldwide. But in my case, it's like somebody signed me up for hell, to continuously live in hell for the rest of my life. And now we go back to the stories I told where family members will tell you, it's bad to go through hell and have to die and go to hell. Ha 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 ha. You see how evil they are? Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. To take Bibles and to take things that God downloads from God's children and give it to who you want to have it. It seems to be the typical thing to do in this world, but it ain't what we're supposed to do. It's obviously a test from God, and you are not supposed to go in that direction. That's just like giving Barabbas Jesus' position. It's the same thing over again. When we gonna learn? They said a young lady was supposed to come to me and she said something smart, and they I think higher ups was watching her and she didn't know it. And you supposed to be a child of God. A lot of y'all are. Y'all all angels. Some of y'all, let me tell y'all about a warrior angel. Warrior angels get the tendency. Some of y'all, when you're a warrior angel, you go through something as a child, and it's dramatic. You don't want to speak on it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to tell nobody about it. But that what you went through as a child will make your heart hollow and shallow. You're still a warrior angel, but what you didn't know is that's what activated you. And you're supposed to have grew from that, not let it fold you. Y'all, to my people out there, y'all, you know, this is a new low. You take download. If I was Jesus itself, y'all really just crucified Jesus again. You can't give what's inside of Jesus to somebody else. It don't matter who that person is. It don't matter how that person look. It don't matter what that person had in life. God give this person. Y'all look at black magic. Black magic is always external. Black magic, what I learned about black magic, I just started learning about black magic since 2020, 2021 because of all the attack. Black magic just takes from a person and put it on somebody else. The internal part, God got to do that. It ain't a black magic in the world that can fix that. Even the closest that black magic can come to when it comes to tricking that is changing the addresses. That's it. Even then, it still don't help. Because see, the address is going to take still what's external and give it to you and give it to your, they're going to take external and give it to your external. Okay, let's say, that's like your root chakra. They're going to take this external from this person and give it to somebody else so their root chakra can look good. That's still external. God put a light in these people. You can't take that light out of these people. That light goes all over them people, bones, their marrows, and everything. Even if you ate these people, you still ain't gonna get but so long of a high off these people. God, I'm telling y'all, God and his queen, take these kids, hold these kids, the queen of God, I like to say the moon and the sun. They hold these kids and they take these kids in a pyramid, just them two, and they do something to these kids. You can't take that part out. It ain't black magic in the world to do it. I will see all of y'all one day. Each and every last one of y'all that had anything to do with I will see y'all. My energy have never failed me. My energy have never did, well, it's pretty rough on me. But it ain't never wrong me neither. Y'all did all this. My family, I'm going to tell you something that I learned. I ain't going to say my family. I'm going to tell you something that I learned from people that stay in the dark too much. They only fuel off of your sin. If you don't sin, that energy got to come back. What I mean by that, oh well, let's say you're around a bunch of demons and you don't know it. You have to sin. You have to sin in their eyes that will make you convinced to you that you're winning. They can convince even the closest person to God that they're winning through sinning. But it's still a lie. It's a joke. That's why Jesus had to pray so hard. I think it's one part in there where Jesus prayed till he sweat blood. I was just looking at this movie, Jada Miller. Like I said, it reminded me of my nephew and the girl that was supposed to come, but it's been many of them. I think it's been a total of 82 women, I think, that was renavigated. That's a long time to continuously live in this hell zone. Like I said, this had to been orchestrated by an ex-lover. It had to have really started when I had my child, and somebody utilized my child to get it done. So it was a mess. It was evil. But I want to say this to everybody out there. The same thing we did with Jesus and Barabbas is the same thing in this situation. I'm telling you, I promise you. You can't take the child. Listen, I'm going to say this again. Huh? God called all his kids in a room, just like in Job. I didn't copy this from the Job story. Called everybody in the room, and God was holding this baby. And 2 kids was on their knees. And let's say it was me and my flame, Riley. And this baby had to choose. And everybody in this room, all the angels were there, all God's children were there. And everybody in there was like, what is that God was holding? And the baby put his finger on each one of our heads and seen our lifestyle and seen the decisions that we were going to make doing what we were going through in our life. And the baby chose me. But we both had to come here. Whoever this baby choose. Now watch this. I'm finna bust y'all head with this. You're going to love this. You at least going to love this one. One of them furniture is clean. One of them home is clean. One of them home is cluttered. And that's why I like to look at the energy like O and Zo. It ain't no other ones. One of them home is cluttered. One of them home is clean. You work. You rotate. These 2 rotate. One of them is collecting. One of them keeping their home clean, while the other one do the collecting. All the stuff is in this person. The clutter. This clutter, when this clutter is done, she filters out, cleans out all of the filth, and they rapture all of the good, and they give it to this one that got the home that's clean. That's why you can't get rid of either one of us. We both working. So, and everything else around us is just a distraction and an illusion. And we the one doing the real work. That's the way it goes.